YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. So I am back, you guys, with another reaction video. Now this comes from a video clip of a woman who's having an argument with her husband, and she went live with this argument, and also she's saying that she wants a divorce from him. But before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you share and like the content and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Here we go.
You don't have to crash out. All you got to do is accept the fact that I want a divorce, and that's it. I don't give a
fuck about your divorce, and I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. What I'm mad about is the fuck that you're ungrateful. What I'm mad about is the fact that nothing is ever good enough for you. What I'm mad about is the fact that you can't even accept the fact that you got a good ass, not none cheating ass.
I don't care about cheating.
Yeah,
I don't. They don't lie with finances.
You want the drama? That's what you want.
No, I don't. How about
you want drama, bro?
How about I don't want no.
Bro, you want drama?
Nah.
You want drama, bro? Thank you.
Nah.
You right this whole time. You want drama.
I don't want no drama. I want that's gonna help me financially from beginning to end, not get comfortable throughout the time, and then be like, oh, because
okay, so this is already a lot. This sounds like a conversation that most couples might have. You know, married couples, couples in general. You know, people argue over finances. They argue over a lot of things. So, but this is not something that I would recommend to post on social media. I'm just saying, because that does not make the situation any better. You know what I mean? It's better that y'all handle y'all private situation privately and work it out however y'all work it out, whether you choose to work it out or whether you don't choose to work it out. I would always recommend people don't put it on social, because you're going to get a lot of scrutiny. You're going to get a lot of difference of opinions that you don't need in your marriage or your relationship. You got to figure out a way to work that out amongst each other. You know what I mean? No matter what you choose to do. But let's continue.
Just turn around in 3 months when
and then he's like, well, I'm trying. I can't tell you I'm trying. You're going to be like, what you mean you trying? You be at work every day. How the bills ain't paid? What you doing? You trying what?
Every day. If I'm going to work every day and I'm building a business on the side, how is it that I'm not doing How is it that I'm too comfortable if I'm still doing something for now and I'm still working on something for my future? How is that getting too comfortable when I'm doing 2 things at once?
He told me I need to do stuff on the side, make faster money, do this, do that, so that way I can subside with my job that I'm doing. But my job pays the bills. I can't go find a side hustle, because then I'm gonna burn myself out. So I can't do both. You have more free time than me. The job you work is a come and go. You can pick your hours. I can't do that.
Okay, because that's what you chose. You chose that.
Yeah, because I need something consistent. I don't need something to tell me when I can get on and get off and then all it is. Like, you have a cap. I don't have a cap. Okay, so how we gonna get this paid? How we gonna get it paid? How we gonna get it paid? On time. Exactly. I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out.
Oh, this is a lot already. So if I'm hearing this right, so she's basically saying she has a job, a more stable job, that she's working and she's paying the bills. She's saying that she's paying the majority of the bills, and he has a job that has a cap, and he kind of comes and goes when he wants to. But it's not paying the majority of the bills. So she's paying the majority of the bills with her job. She said he told her to go get something on the side, which I would see that being a little bit difficult if she's working full-time hours on the job that she has, and her job is predominantly paying all the bills. Why would she need to get something extra? I don't think she would have much time to do that. In her defense now, wouldn't you think that maybe he should get a more consistent, stable job that it could help so they wouldn't have that issue? Because, you know, sometimes when you're working and you're trying to build a business or something on the side, you still have to make sure that the bills are paid. You still have to make sure that your livelihood is being maintained. So I would always suggest, you know, get more of a stable job. And if both of y'all have a stable job and stable income, y'all could both help to make sure that the main bills are done. And then something outside of that you can work on, while, you know, build something outside of that. But when you create a family and you have kids, and sound like they have kids, sound like I heard a kid, your bills are the priority. You got to make sure that the bills are good. That's why I say you should work on yourself before creating a family, and make sure that you have stable income and build that. So when you create a family, you get a wife and kids, that you can maintain the household from that point on. Because once you start, if you don't have anything stable first, and then you start creating that family, it's going to be difficult to try to do something that you really love doing and build something while trying to maintain a stable household. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's continue.
All along, or 401k, no that.
And I'm not trying to figure it out, Limana.
I don't got time to keep hearing you figure it out.
Take on all the responsibility, right? You one of the only going through right? You one of the only one dealing with some right? And this is exactly what the I mean by you're selfish. How the
Me, if I'm selfish, I'm selfish. Yup, 189 hours. It is what it is. It ain't nothing new. That's just what I gotta do.
up there and cry and say, oh,
Go smoke, because that's what you need.
Because,
go smoke. Yeah, go smoke.
No,
yeah, because that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do.
I am smoking.
That's what he do anyway. Go smoke.
I am smoking.
Go smoke. Outside, please. Somebody come be with him. Just come get him.
Oh, now I'm cherry cake.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, you did. You said somebody come get him, somebody come be with him. I'm cherry cake. Like, you just throw me around. Like,
I don't pay. I don't know. I pay. Okay, so when I say I'm doing for my family, I'm talking about I'm paying all the bills. The $4,300 of bills that we gotta pay every month. Yes, the I am. I'm paying them bills. Why? Because I have no choice but to pay them bills. The money he make, that ain't gonna pay our bills. That's why I have to do what I have to do. Why he keeps saying I have money in savings. You're right, I do have money in savings, but that's for savings. That's not for spending. I have a spending account, an emergency account.
That's crazy, bro. So you want me to go in my savings and give you $10?
That's not what I said.
Your savings, that's the whole point I was trying to make when you asked me for the $10, dog.
No.
That was the whole point I was trying to make. Yes.
When I asked you for $10, to be honest, y'all, when I asked my husband for $10, I literally just be seeing if he gonna give it to me, because he never offers to be like, hey, babe, here go $50 for your hair. Here go $10 for whatever. He never does that, right? So I'm like, babe, can I have $10? He was like, babe, I ain't even got it right now. I gotta go out and get it. And I'm like, oh. And that right there made me like, do you want to?
But if I can go get it, why does it piss you off?
I don't want my to go get it. I want you to have that and be like, here.
You sound goofy in the
No, I sound realistic. Because if
I don't sell dope.
You ain't gotta sell dope. Don't sell dope.
Oh Lord, this is a lie. But this is what couples go through. Now, if you know, I will say this, so y'all chime in, y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Now, if she asked him for $10, I don't see why that should be a hard thing to do. I'm just saying. I know, you know, I advocate and I like to speak on, you know, and to talk about men and, you know, and what they're going through. But I mean, if your wife asks you for $10, $10 shouldn't be hard to give her, right? Am I tripping? I don't see nothing wrong with $10. I don't see nothing wrong with $50. I don't see nothing wrong with $100. Honestly, if you should be able to ask your husband for $100, I don't see why that should be a difficult thing to do, unless it was a situation where y'all knew he just lost his job and he was out and he was down and he had the money and you got it. Then vice versa. I think he should be able to ask her for something and she should be able to ask him for something. Unless, you know, like I said, he just lost his job. He just was down bad and he got to work his way back up. Then that's understandable. But if y'all are both working, I don't see where that should be a problem. But overall, I just think, listen, if y'all are working together, it should be an issue if y'all working together. Now, the thing, you know, about these video clips, when we see these types of things happening, we don't know the full story. So my thing is this: if you are in a marriage with a man who, you know, in the beginning of y'all relationship, he had a good job, he was holding it down and he was paying all the bills and everything was good. And then if you're able to, you know, work yourself up as the woman in the relationship, the wife, and you're working and you're making money, I don't see anything wrong with if he's in a position now to where he can't pay all the bills and you can. I don't see, because one hand washes the other. If he's down and you up, you handle it. When you're down and he's up, he handled it. And when y'all are both up, hopefully y'all both can handle it. So I don't see anything wrong with the woman carrying the load if she can, until he gets back on his feet, and vice versa. So I don't know if that's the case in this situation, but I know sometimes women in general don't want to have to be the responsible party when it comes to bills and paying all the bills. That is not a responsibility most women want. But also, if you have a man who's been a provider and he fall on hard times and you're working now and you can help, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But if it's a situation now where he's never been the provider, he's never been, you know, leveled up enough to make sure that y'all bills are good and y'all are doing it together, and that's been your struggle the whole time, I could see how that becomes stressful. There's got to be some context behind where this is coming from, because us looking in, we don't really know the full scope of things. But I definitely know women most of the time will get frustrated if they have to pay 100% of the bills while you have a man there who can contribute, and there's nothing wrong and he can work and make money. Why not? You know what I'm saying? It's a joint effort thing. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a joint effort thing. You just can't expect one to do all or do nothing and the other one doesn't. You know, y'all gotta work together. Let's continue though.
I still got $10 to give. What you talking about?
I don't have what you mean. I got it to give, but I'm not going into my savings. The same point that you just made.
You don't have it to give,
bro. The point that you just tried to make, bro. I'm not even bro.
You don't have it to give.
If I didn't have it right then and there, I still next. Give me the off camera.
I said, you didn't want to give it to me, but I ain't got no choice but to give you the money that I paid.
Because I already had plans for my little spending money before you asked me that.
I don't give a fuck. I be having plans for my money that I work every 2 weeks.
Okay, but at the same time, though, I still go out, nigga, and I can get this again. If I didn't have it that exact moment that you asked for, all right, baby, give me a couple hours.
This is my thing. I want my husband to be top notch, right? So when that
take time, bro.
I'm tired. We've been together for 4 years. How long it take?
What you about? How the you feel? Every time a situation occurs, every time a situation occurs, every time a situation occurs, every time a situation occurs. We going there. We going there. We going there. We
I
going.
feel like every situation I'm in, I always got to pitch in more financially, and that's the draining part of being with somebody. When you have to finance everything, and when you get told something and it's the opposite, it's like I don't want to do this with nobody. Like what sticks with me out of all the things my husband ever told me, even after he called me a bitch, right? What sticks with me to this day is the fact that he told me when I was going to divorce him the first time that he was going to take me for alimony. Possible that you could take whatever I done already established from me. That don't sit well with me.
I can't get none of that shit. Come on, yeah, he crashing out. I'm crashing the out because every time I try to get some stabilized for me, I can't even do that.
Ooh, Lord, child. See, this is the stressful part. I think people are talking about. Yeah, this is stressful. This would give you a headache. But this is a common conversation that a lot of couples have. And, you know, I think it's interesting when you hear women say they don't want to be the main one handling the majority of the responsibilities, but that is the pressure for men. That is the pressure for most men to have to be able to do that on a consistent basis 100% of the time. And then when men fall short, they're human beings. They don't have all the answers. They don't have it all together. But women understand the pressures that are put on men when they have to do it. She says she don't want to be, most men, like I said, most women don't want to have to be the more responsible party, the one who's paying the majority. Most women don't want that. But you got to understand the pressure that men go through to have to, and men are expected to do this consistently. You know what I mean? And also men are looked at as the ones who have to be the breadwinners, the providers 100% of the time. That means that's stressful for them as well. They go through the same stresses. And I think when women have to do it, they realize how stressful it is and they want no parts of it. But this is what men have to consistently go through. And then on top of that, when they work hard to do that, when the women decide they want to leave, they want to take them for what they have as well. So it doesn't feel good when women experience that, but this is what men have to deal with on a daily basis. So this is why I say you have to, it's a give and take. Y'all got to work together. It has to be a middle ground to where y'all can come together and work together. And to me, when you're in a marriage, it shouldn't be no what I got versus what you got. Y'all should bridge that together. But I think when it comes to women who make more money, they don't want to do that because they feel like they put in more. But that's what's expected of the man. If he puts in more and he doesn't get the chance to decide, no, I don't want to share all of what I got. He got to share it all because that's what's expected of him. But when women make a little bit more, they don't want to do that. So we gotta kind of learn how to get past the who's doing more, who's doing less, but y'all bring it together and y'all both equally put in. Baby, I want to know your thoughts because this is a common conversation in most relationships. Let's continue.
Always talking about you ain't doing this or you doing the bare minimum, you doing this. Man, I've been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving before you even started giving. I was giving. That's why I say you selfish because you only think about this time period now, but you ain't thinking about all the times, man. A always come through, even when I ain't got it. I still find a way to make this happen. But because I ain't had $10 or I didn't give you $10 right then and there, that made you feel some way. And because I moved so feet to go answer your question to Marcos, you feel some type of way. Now you want a divorce.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. So I think he just kind of answered what I was thinking, you know. So he's basically saying, hey, she's selfish. She isn't thinking about the time when he was doing it and, you know, taking care of everything. But now that he's not, now that she's doing more, she has a problem with that. That is a common issue in a lot of relationships. And once again, this is why I say, listen, if you got a man who's been holding it down when you weren't able to do it, he was holding y'all down, he was making it happen, then if he fall, you know, on hard times or whatever, or he's not in a position to do it and you're doing it, I think it's fair to say, listen, that's just what marriage is. That's what a relationship is. Y'all hold each other down. There are times where he may be up. There are times where you may be up. There are times where he may be down, and you know, vice versa. But that's what it's about. Y'all helping each other. It shouldn't be tracking what you doing and I do this and now you don't do this. I mean, if you have a man who's been present the whole time and he's been making it happen, and then he's in a position where he can't, or it's not as much as you would like it to be, but you're able to do it, why not hold him down? Why complain about when it's your turn to do it when he's been doing it the whole time? So that's what it sounds like he's saying. If that's actually the case, and he's saying, hey, I held it down before you was even able to contribute anything, so now it's a problem now that I'm not. So I think that's where women have to, you know, understand, listen, relationships are give and take. There's sometimes you're going to have to do more financially than he might. Y'all are not rich. We're not rich. Majority of Americans are not rich. Both of you help each other. That's what it's about. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I don't think this is something that you should get a divorce for, because financial issues are always going to be an issue, whether you're with the man or not. Because if he's not there to contribute anything whatsoever at any point in time, then you're gonna have to take care of all of it by yourself anyway. If you walk away from your marriage because of that, you're gonna have the load 100% of the time all by yourself. Finances are one of the biggest issues that couples have. And I definitely think, listen, if you're not saying that this man is a deadbeat and he never done anything and he's just having some issues now, I think that could definitely be worked on. Don't walk away from your marriage based on this. Y'all could figure it out, work it out, and get past it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely something that happens with a lot of couples. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, y'all. I don't know what else to say about it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Do you think this is something worth her leaving, or do you think this is something that can work out? Let me know in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.